What's up, vinyl community? Craig, the Rambler, back at you finally after my almost month-long hiatus to finally give you guys a vinyl update. I think we're gonna make this a two-parter because I got a shitload of stuff to show. Made a big haul yesterday. Got some Honeywell finds from a couple weeks back, and then some other stuff that was kind of slowly piling up. A few Goodwill finds and online stuff, so it went from being a short, one-part video to two parts and a lot of shit to show. So, let's get right into this. VC Cheer. What's in the background? Tears for Fears, The Hurting. Beautiful, beautiful debut album from killer. Oh, this album, I think it's beyond underrated. I think this needs to be on way more lists and talked about way more than it is. Ugh. Now, thanks to the Postal Service, this would have been a beautiful, beautiful case. Thanks, guys. Thanks. It was packaged really well. You fucking cracked it, assholes. You gave me something that I had to replace. But hey, you know what? I'm not going to complain. This was a 99-cent find on eBay, so very cool. Can't forget to say, hey, I hope everybody had a great set of holidays. I know my Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatnot, all been going really good. Very busy. But hey, what is the holiday season without being fucking busy and hectic as shit? But I can't complain. It's always nice to be able to see family and just enjoy that time with everybody because, it only comes around once a year. So, hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving, their Christmases, their Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever holidays you celebrate or don't celebrate, whatever. New Year's coming up, so hopefully everybody has a great and safe one. I'm going to try and stay safe. Well, and inside too, because it's going to be fucking freezing. The weather here in the Midwest has been so goddamn ridiculous. We went from normal fall, winter weather to then it's unseasonably hot, then unseasonably cold, and snow, ice, rain, you name it, we're fucking having it. And then today it's near 50 and beautiful. Then tomorrow it'll be snowy and in the 20s, so what the fuck? Mother Nature is on a PMS kick like no other. Ugh, Jesus. Anyway, let's get into showing some records. So, first one up here. Didn't really get much vinyl for Christmas, but hadn't really asked for much. So, can't really say one way or the other. I did get a new batch of sleeves, which I'm very excited about. Finally sleeving up all those records that have been in the crates for the last 4 or 5 months. Then the fun part of figuring out where the fuck I'm going to put them, because I've been out of space on this wall for, Jesus, almost a year, and I'm out of space in my office. I'm going to have to go to fucking IKEA. Road trip. But anyway. Nice Elvis album I got from my fiance, Burning Love, and hits from his movies. Not very rare, but nice one to add to the collection. Very, very cool. And I got some Christmas VCLT from Maggie, 1204 Willow. Totally surprised the hell out of me on this. She sent me a package a few weeks back with some candy and a Led Zeppelin ornament, which is fucking awesome. I'd try to find it on the tree here, but, I'm lazy. But, very cool. Thanked her already for that, and that was very, very cool. And, just got a package the other day, and I had no idea what was coming, and she sent me along this great DVD, Last Shop Standing, The Rise and Fall and Rebirth of the Independent Record Shop. Nice UK documentary, about close to an hour long, just basically literally what it is, the rise, fall, and rebirth of the independent record shop. So, really good watch, highly recommend it. And a record that I have had on my want list for a long ass time, and she's got my wish list, she's seen it, and so I was beyond stoked to see this one. Wave by Patti Smith Group. Very, very cool, really nice copy. Patti Smith Group does not pop up around here at all. The only one that will pop up is Easter, and I've had Easter for a long ass time, so to get Wave, very, very excited about that. So another great addition to the collection. And also, well, this is kind of a little bit of a segue thing onto a couple of Black Friday record store day pieces. I didn't get out on that day. These are actually both from fellow VC members who picked them up for me, and I really did not. The first one I'm going to show was on my list. The second one wasn't, and I'll talk about it when I show it. So, segueing along with, you know, Maggie's VCLT, Christmas VCLT. Thanks again, sis. I really appreciate that, by the way. I'm just kind of rambling on here. I want to be the rambler. All Shook Down by The Replacements. This one was the Black Friday release I have been waiting and waiting so long for. As soon as they said it was going to come out that day, I about lost my damn mind. And Maggie was kind enough to get out to a record store on that day and pick up a copy for myself and for Travis as well. And this is just beautiful, beautifully done. First time ever releasing US on vinyl. Just a masterpiece. And the last album from The Replacements, such an amazing piece of music. I really love this. I've had it on CD for a few years. And I grew up with it, but I never listened to it. And when I finally did, with an old set of ears now, it's a wonderful, wonderful album. Just highly recommend it. And if your record store still has it, pick it up. Well worth the price of admission. And definitely pick it up, because I think there's only a few thousand that were pressed, and that's it. So get it while you can. Next one up here was one that, like I said, was not on my list. I really wasn't that big on it, but when I started seeing the prices that it was going for on eBay on Black Friday, I had to get somebody to pick it up for me. And props to Jesse Cundiff for picking this one up for me. 10-inch for Ordinary Love by U2. So very, very cool. Have not cracked this open yet. Kind of debated on at first selling it, because when I saw the prices, I'm kind of like, well, you know, I wouldn't be the guy poaching and trying to get that kind of money. People were literally like putting these up with, you know, like the price that they paid. Like, say, okay, for instance, this one was $15.98. I could list it up at $15.98, maybe even put on there a couple dollars shipping or free shipping, whatever. There were bidders that were literally just clicking and increasing their bids and had it up to, you know, upwards of $60 to $80 to $100. That was their own doing, not the seller. And yes, are there sellers out there that will do that and just, you know, fuck you over to try and get, you know, you to spend more? Yes. I'm not one of those guys. So, but once I started seeing that there were a lot more copies going up and it wasn't being a huge cash cow, I'm kind of like, okay, well, maybe I'll, you know, snag up a copy on there just to have it, you know, collectability factor, because I mean, there's only 10,000 of them made. But when I started thinking about it, I'm like, wait a minute, why be, you know, kind of greedy about it just to, you know, sell it off, when you could be a really greedy person and say, I'm a fucking collector and I'm a huge U2 fan. Why not get a copy for yourself and put it in the collection? So I went with that. So very, very excited. I will probably crack it open at some point when I really get into more of a U2 mood and I want to crack it open. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, just, you know, those eBay poachers just fucking irritate me. Do I sell on eBay? Yes. Yes, I do. But do I go and try to make a huge profit off of somebody's, you know, wallet and just try to steal their money? No. I'm an honest person who believes in karma. So, I mean, if you're the one who's willing to spend $100 on a, you know, 10-inch single, then by all means, you've got the money to spend, go right ahead and do it. Me, on the other hand, no. But then again, if there are a lot of people who are paying that kind of money and I only put it out $15, fuck yeah, I'm gonna put it up and sell it and try to make some money off it. I'm not stupid. Jesus. I live in America. There's gotta be some sort of capitalistic, you know, part of this whole deal. But hey, whatever. Enough of my babbling. Next one on here. Oh my god, I could not believe I paid the price I did for this. This was ridiculously cheap, and I'm surprised nobody else jumped on it, because I mean, it was a really solid deal and in beautiful, beautiful near mint shape. One that I don't need to really talk about because we all know it, but I was really excited to get this. Velvet Underground and Nico. This is the Back to Black 180 gram reissue. Basically about as close to an OG as I'm going to get. You got the original peelable banana on the front, original back cover art, gatefold, blue Verve label. I'm not going to pull everything out, but this pressing sounds fucking phenomenal, and I highly recommend it to anybody who's looking to get this album on vinyl and you don't want to spend outrageous amounts on an OG or even like a 70s or 80s pressing. I did a lot of research to figure out which pressing from the beginning all the way up into the most recent, trying to figure out which ones were getting, you know, the most positive feedback, and this one got a lot of great feedback from what I was reading. So when I saw this pop up, I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and jump on it. And I was the only bidder. I was really surprised. $10, $10. So I know this originally went for, price tag on the back says $29.99 when it came out. So yeah, I got a solid deal. So very, very happy to finally have a copy of that. Next two were from the same seller. Going along with the Velvet Underground, we got The Bells by Lou Reed, which I have not listened to this album yet. I've got a good amount of the Lou Reed solo stuff that I want on vinyl, but this is an album that actually I totally bypassed over. I'd never even heard of it until after Lou's passing, you know, recently. All of a sudden I'm looking at his discography and I'm like, wait a minute, there's some solo albums I've never even heard of, let alone ones that I don't own. So this is one of them. Got it for a really, really, really nice price. So looking forward to spinning it. And the last one I needed to complete my Talking Heads collection. The name of this band is 2LP, live set from 1982. Right? I'm pretty sure I'm correct. Yep, 1982. So, and this one, the seller actually graded it very conservatively. I think he was saying more of a VG, but strong VG plus. Great live set. I actually got the double CD set when that came out 9.5 years ago or so, back in 2004, and that's expanded and got a lot more tracks and stuff. But glad to finally have this on vinyl. Love it. Love Talking Heads. Love a good live album when I can find it. So well worth it. Now I know we just got recently reissued, but I'm one of those where if I have a collection of pretty much all original pressings, or you know, as close to original as it's gonna get, I'd much rather keep them all fairly in the same vein versus having, you know, a brand new reissue next to an OG and having it get scattered around. So, and for that, and an insanely cheap price too. Both of those combined with the seller and with the seller's shipping price too, which was really cheap, I was more than satisfied. Next one that's been on the want list for a while, an artist I'm a huge fan of, and I was pretty excited to find this one and had to jump on it as soon as it was listed. Muddy Waters at Newport, 1960. This is the 1986 original Chess Masters pressing. Well done. Got the original liner notes in the back here with some added liner notes at the top as well. Beautiful. Still in the shrink, near mint copy. What can I say? This is Muddy Waters, definitely at his best. You know, we're talking, this is pre-British blues boom and all that came with that. So just classic Muddy Waters, and one that does not come around very often. I've never actually seen this in the wild, and I trusted the original Chess Masters pressings because I've got the best of Muddy Waters. It's also on the same reissue line, and that sounds phenomenal. So, and the price, I couldn't beat it. So, very happy to finally have that. Next one here. This was a Christmas present to myself. everybody's showing their Slayer reissues. I know LJ just picked up 5, and he showed those last night. I know a few other people here in the VC have been showing them, and I might as well at least show them high and kind of talk about it. Picked up a copy of South of Heaven. Finally, I was so excited when these were announced that they were going to be coming out on vinyl, and I am planning on picking up as many, if not all of them. This one I picked up first because it was selling out the quickest from what I was seeing, and no, not on red vinyl, sadly enough. But I really wanted this one because I really wanted to give it a shot on vinyl. On CD it's so much easier for me to skip songs, and this is one of those albums where I'd always skip tracks, but when I finally got it on vinyl, I'm like, alright, I am going to make myself listen to this all the way through because it's vinyl, and really give it another listen because I haven't listened to it in years, and man, this is going high up on my Slayer rate list, because it went from being in the middle to being towards the top now. Obviously, Seasons in the Abyss and Rain and Blood are always going to be at the top, and I mean, even an album like Divine Intervention, which is fucking awesome, or God Hates Us All is still a great album. This one, and definitely takes the cake for probably some of the best Slayer cover art, if not the best. All the detail and everything in it. So I will be picking up more Slayer, so you will be seeing more Slayer here. Just great to finally have some more metal on vinyl, even though I've got 3 cubes worth of hard rock and metal. I don't have a lot on vinyl, way more on CD, so it's nice to finally get albums I never thought I'd have on vinyl, to finally get them in and see them in the cubes, and really just very, very cool. So that's enough of the online finds. On to a couple of Goodwill pickups. First one up, Complete Blind Buy. I actually blind buy in that I had never heard the music before. I didn't know anything about the artists, but I knew the label. Big shout out, even though he doesn't contribute anymore, to Mark, Glass Orchid Aftermath. I was really disappointed he finally, make it sound like that was something I wanted, took down all of his videos, just out of the blue, and that was right after I picked this up, and I really wanted to see if he had it. And Folk Legacy label, I know he was big on collecting all those, and happened to come across this a little over a month ago at Goodwill, and I had to pick it up because it was in really nice shape. Turning Toward the Morning, like I said, the Folk Legacy label. We got Anne Mayo Muir, Ed Trickett, and Gordon Bach. So this is just basically, I gave it a cursory spin, but I haven't really sat down and fully listened to it because I haven't really been in a folk mood, but basically just straight up folk. Great folk music. I'm not a big folk guy, but nice to have just some around in case I ever get in that folk mood and I want to listen to a lot of it. I at least have a handful of things I can listen to and get to vibing on. So that was a really cool kind of pickup. The next two, if they weren't a quarter a piece at a Goodwill, I probably wouldn't pick them up. I mean, I've seen these a bunch of times out in the wild in the dollar bins and everything else, but I've never bothered to pick them up. But for a fucking quarter and being really clean, I couldn't resist. Don't be a hater. How about that? Just don't be hating. Some Billy Ocean. We got Suddenly. Which got the classic Caribbean Queen. I'm not gonna sing that, but Loverboy. 80s Billy Ocean and Tear Down These Walls. Basically a big hit on here that I know, Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car. I couldn't pass them up. I mean, a quarter piece, just because I'm not going to spin them every day doesn't mean I can't have fucking Billy Ocean in the collection, come on. And it's 80s, I love my 80s, what the fuck? Don't judge. Alright, and finally for this video, a few things from an estate sale. Went to an estate sale a couple weeks back, mainly because it wasn't really listed in the description, but I saw in a picture next to a stereo that was being advertised, turntable speakers, it was like a Crown integrated amp and stuff like that. That was being sold. And in the sort of the corner of the picture, you could see a box with some vinyl in it. Didn't look like a lot, but I saw a Journey record up front, and I'm like, okay, there's gonna be some classic rock, you know, maybe some good AOR, maybe something rare, worth going and at least checking out and seeing if they're, you know, priced out cheap, and maybe some upgrades, who knows. Well, here's where I kind of got pissed. They said it started at 9, but then they were opening up the barn that was in the back at 8. Let's just say I probably should have went at fucking 8 in the morning, so that I would have had first dibs on getting in the door, because I didn't realize there was going to be a line to get in, and they were only going to be letting in a couple of people at a time. So it was a small house, which I understand that, but kinda pissed. I went to go kind of just sort of check out the stereo, even though I already done my research and realized that it wasn't really worth me really picking up unless it was like really cheap. Oh well, no big deal. I watched a guy walk out with the at least the amp and stuff like that, which I was like, fuck it, whatever. I'll at least take a look at the turntable if it's still there, maybe the speakers. Speakers were priced fucked up. It was like $100 per speaker. I'm like, no, I do not. A, I don't need speakers. B, $100 on a fucking speaker, no thank you. Turntable and cassette deck they had there were pretty decent, priced pretty reasonably, but I mean, just not exactly, not ones that I really wanted, so didn't bother to pick those up. And lo and behold, the vinyls picked through. I was pissed. It went from looking like they were probably about 50 to about less than 20. And they were 50 cents a piece, which I was pretty pissed because I had a feeling I probably would have picked up way more. I ended up getting a couple of upgrades though, which I was pretty excited about. Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. This is a slight upgrade. I think I went from VG Plus to Near Mint, so I can't really complain. This one I was really excited about upgrading. Strikes by Blackfoot. My copy was pretty played out. I mean, it still has some life left in it, but just the life was pretty much beaten out of it, so this is a really, really nice copy. I did also get an upgrade for Who Are You by Who Are You by The Who. Pretty much almost a neck and neck kind of upgrade, but this one was just a hair above, so for 50 cents I figured why the hell not. And one that I didn't have, Best of Blondie. Do I really need this? No, but it has Call Me on it, and I do not have Call Me on vinyl, so why the hell not? And I mean, if I'm in a Blondie mood and I don't want to listen to an entire album or a bunch of albums, I'll just listen to the hits, put it on. Yeah, why the fuck not? Just because I don't like greatest hits doesn't mean I can't have it. So, that concludes part 1. I'm going to jump off of here and then we'll start up with part 2. So, see you guys in the next video. Peace.